Hi everyone, John here from LookSmart Home Inspections, and I have a question for you guys today. How long should a home inspection take to perform? Because I would say during about 80% of my home inspections, the agent or the seller they're upset that I'm taking so long of a time. And frankly, I'm not thinking that I'm taking a lot of time at all. In my mind, to do a standard house, maybe 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath house, garage, basement, a lot of exterior, I'm thinking that house is going to take me about 3 to 4 hours, depending on a lot of variables, because there's a lot of variables to talk about. And one of those variables is always the client who I'm working for, right? So if I'm there serving the client and that client has a lot of questions, I'm certainly going to be there to answer and guide that client and answer their questions along the way, because I do encourage participation in the home inspection. I think that's very important for a buyer to be part of the process. But I got to tell you, it irritates me a little bit to know that I'm under the gun when I do home inspections, and I tell people it's going to take 3 or 4 hours. And when, 2.5 hours, 2 hours rolls around, they're upset that it's taking that long. So I believe that a home inspection should take 3 to 4 hours. I mean, just to do the outside, think of all the things that a home inspector has to look at on the outside of the house. There's a multitude of things, such as like the grade, the roof, the exterior windows, the siding, the driveway, the porches, the deck, if there's a deck, handrails, the exterior siding, chimneys, vegetation, trees. There's so many, and there's more than that. I'm just having trouble thinking, but there's more than that for sure on the outside of it. That's just the outside. So, if a home inspector takes an hour on the outside, I think that's pretty good. I think that is, enough time to go throughout the whole exterior and find the defects. And then that home inspector, whatever their process is, my process is from the outside. I'm going to be going down into the basement and doing a thorough inspection of the basement, and then working room to room on up to the attic space. And this process takes 3 to 4 hours. And I don't understand how you can do this in 90 minutes or even 2 hours. It's not enough time to find the defects, to communicate those defects to the client, and to actually look at all of the components that are in a home. So I just needed to really vent a little bit, because I get flack all the time regarding how long I'm taking in a home inspection, when I'm there just to really support my client and to do the best job that I can. So if your home inspection or your agents out there have a home inspector who's taking 3 to 4 hours, that also doesn't mean that we're finding a ton wrong with the house. Maybe we're just advertising, maybe we're just taking our time and producing information for the client, so the client has information and they're comfortable with the house. So please think about that too, agents, when I'm taking 3 to 4 hours in a home, and I'm taking my time and I'm discussing with the client what I see. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm finding a lot of problems in the house. It could mean that. Certainly we find a lot of problems in homes. That's what our job is. But not all the time. Just because we're taking a long time doesn't mean we're taking a lot of problems. So please be, patient with your home inspectors. Let them do their job correctly. We're trained professionals. We're licensed professionals. We take great pride in doing our job and protecting clients. So just give us the ample time that we need to do a good job for our clients. Here's another question. Should you hire a home inspector who doesn't allow you or really dissuades you from attending the home inspection? And that's an interesting question. I didn't even think there was a thing, actually. I always allow my clients to attend the home inspection, ask questions, get involved in the process as much or as little as they want. Some clients just really want the highlights of the big issues that I find, and other clients really want to be super involved with the home inspection. And either way is fine with me. I can do my job anyway. Whatever the client wants, I can tailor my services and my communication style to service that client no matter what. But I would say that it's important, obviously, to attend your home inspection, and you can really get an idea of what the home inspector is looking for. You can ask questions, certainly, during the home inspection. And you get more clarity actually than just reading a home inspection report. So just, being there is important. So I would say try to do your best to be there during the home inspection. But if you really want to be a part of the process, and the home inspector who you refer to, or you find yourself doesn't really allow that, or just doesn't not comfortable with that, I would say, you know what, maybe that's not the home inspector for you. Because why not be part of this process? Why, if a home inspector is a seasoned home inspector with good communication and understands houses and can relay that information to you, why would they not want you to be part of that process? I mean, it actually is helpful for me as a home inspector to have the client there, so they can actually see and understand what I'm doing and what I'm looking at the time of the home inspection, rather than just trying to decipher the home inspection report. Now, certainly there are times when clients can't attend, and I've had hundreds of clients not attend, and that's okay too. But after that, if the client has questions about the report, I'm certainly available after the home inspection to go over each of the items that they're concerned with. So a couple things here. I would say definitely attend your home inspection for sure, 100%. And maybe think twice about hiring a home inspector who is trying not to have you attend the home inspection or is afraid of questions. I think that's kind of a red flag, don't you think? So today I helped a friend of mine, and we went and attended an open house. And I tell you the truth, I haven't been in an open house, I don't know, maybe it's been 20 years since I've attended an open house. And so they asked me to go just to let me, just to take a look at the basement and to find out, if I picked up anything. And certainly I picked up plenty, and they're not going to go through with that purchase. But the thing I want to talk to you about is how did we get here with this open house process? I mean, I went to this open house, and it was just a very hurried and very fast process. And I tell you what, I really feel bad for the buyers today, because when I was thinking back when I was buying a house, geez, I could take my time. I went to the house, and if I liked the house, and my first house I ever purchased, I was a young guy, and I went to see the house. I liked it. I even had my parents come and see the house the following day. And then a couple of days later, I went to revisit to the house. So that's 3 times. I went 3 times to the house. I took my time, and it was not an issue. Today, I find that all these open houses and they're very, very rushed process. You're whisked in, you're whisked out. You don't really even get a chance to see yourself living in the home. And I really feel sorry for and bad, for the buyer today, because we've really taken this, what should be a really enjoyable sort of a milestone process. Hey, you know what, I'm buying my first house, or I'm buying my first move-up house, and we've taken it and we've made it this very stressful mess that it is today. So you're whisked into these open houses, and then the agents want final and best offers within 48 hours, and you saw the house maybe for 20 or 30 minutes, maybe for 20 minutes. We were there maybe for 20 minutes, and that's it, because there was like a parade of people coming in and out, and you can't really even think. There's no time to even think. So just a couple thoughts. I'm just I don't know how we've gotten here, and it's just it's so different now, purchasing a home and the whole home buying experience than it was maybe 25 years ago. So keep your head up. If you're looking for a house, keep on chugging away, and eventually good things will happen. But I tell you, this process, I got to tell you, it's a mess right now. I want you guys to look at this roof line. You see how far to the left side that roof line is sloping, right? So this garage wasn't built with this problem. So this portion of the garage right here at this left rear corner is settling at a faster rate, obviously, than the rest of the structure of the garage. I shouldn't have a roof line that dips down about 6 inches here. So when we go into the garage, we're going to be looking for any kind of issues here. But this is a renovated home for sale or a flip, and I guarantee that the inside of this garage is going to be finished. So I'm going to have very little ability to look in here to see what's going on with the structure. But for sure, we have a structural problem because our roof line wasn't designed like this. Same garage, and if you eye up the front of this garage, that's why I always like to eye up the edges of the garage or outbuilding. And then we can see that it's being pushed in, or it's sloping about maybe 3 or 4 inches inward like this towards the back of the garage. It's no longer straight up and down or plumb, right? So that's definitely a structural issue. And there's going to be some kind of framing problem in this garage, going to be some kind of structural issue. And you say, well, John, it's just a garage. It's no big deal. Yeah, but I tell you what, the insurance companies aren't going to think it's no big deal. They actually send people around who are inspectors, and they're actually going to take pictures and document problems like this with the house and with outbuildings. So you better make sure that your insurance company, when you're buying a house with an outbuilding or a garage that has a problem like this, that they're okay with it. And it's going to be not a problem later on where you come in, move into the house, and then the insurance company is going to say, hey, buddy, you have 3 months to, structurally resupport this garage or rebuild it completely. And you don't want that kind of surprises when you're buying a home. So always take a look at your outbuilding and your garages. Taking a look at this low slope roof right here. So we have this raised area, and the water is going to come right off that raised area down here, and it's going to collect right here close to the house. That water is not really going to be able to make it to that scupper drain in the corner. So when we have a flat roof like this, we really have to think like a raindrop. We have to think about where that water is going to end up. So if you're looking at a house and you have a low slope roof and some funky roofing details, you always want to take a look at that roof and think to yourself, where is that water going to end up? And if it ends up close to the house, stagnating on a low slope roof like this, that can cause problems because these roofs here will retain the water and actually over time cause leakage problems. So this is something that's important, and that roofing should be diverted this way and then that way, and then actually all our water should be diverted to the scupper drain right in the corner of the roof here. So make sure you take a look at these low sloped roofs when you're purchasing a home. Okay, let's stick with our roofing defects. This right here is a lot of roofing tar that's built up into this area where this low slope roof meets the back addition. And this roof back here has a negative slope towards the structure of the house and that rear roof. I'm not sure if you could see it or not. But this is the kind of thing you want to look at when you're purchasing a house. Stick your head out the windows, kind of learn what the roofing material is doing, and look for any problem areas like this, because when we have all this tar built up, that tells me that that could be a potential area of problems. And when we have a negative slope going towards a structure of a house, or say this back addition, that can cause issue with water retention and ultimately leakage problems over time. Here we have another low slope roof. So this is a porch roof. And when we see this sort of thing here with this debris and this staining right here, we know that water is not going to be able to make it down here to the drain, right? So this is something that we want to correct. And this is actually a defect. That's important because any water that's collecting here will ultimately cause leakage problems under this roofing material. This roofing material isn't designed to have standing water on it, these low sloped roofs. So take a look at this when you have built-in gutters like this and make sure that actually there's no evidence of debris and water retention in these built-in gutters, because that ultimately can cause you a problem long-term over time. We have this natural draft furnace located in this attic. Basically, it's a storage area. And this furnace is for the attic space and for the second floor of the home, supplies obviously heat and cooling. But what are we missing here? With this door shut, this natural draft furnace is not going to have enough combustion air to do its job properly. And worse yet, it can cause and create carbon monoxide to enter the living space, which is definitely problematic. So the fix for this is to install a high and a low vent on this door here to this room. Or what you can do possibly is install a full louver door and make sure that this unit has enough combustion air so we don't have the backdrafting problem of carbon monoxide, which can be significantly a safety hazard. So when you have a furnace that's in a small area that's kind of tucked into a corner or a storage area or a closet, and it's a natural draft unit, we do have to make sure that we have something called enough combustion air so this furnace can operate safely. Sump pump discharge here goes below ground, takes the water out to the curb area of the street right here. So we have a sump pump discharge, which is good, and it's taking the water out to the curb. Why is that not good? Because water is going to come out of there and create a lot of icing over here in the winter months, and that can create liability hazards for the person who's going to buy this house. So that's something we really don't like to see. We would like to see this discharge go into a dry well or a dispersal field below ground and not discharge at the curb area where you can have liability problems caused by icing. So not a huge problem, but something which we're definitely going to bring to light to this client and let them know that this probably should be rerouted to a dry well.